Ladies and gentlemen, is your sweet white colonizer, sweet Zionist prince of sweetness, Tal the Traveling Clack, coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Let's take a look at this clip.
The whole issue of whether or not the settlements in Judea and Samaria are somehow or another going to destroy Israel or not is not about demography, and it's not about peace. It's about civil rights. It's about Jewish civil rights. What they are saying essentially is that Jews should not be allowed to live there just because they're Jews. Now, why should Jews be allowed to live in London, live in Germany, live in San Francisco, but not be allowed to live in Judea? Why? And in Jerusalem? Where does this come from? They want to talk so much about Palestinian rights. Let's talk about Jewish rights for a second. You're saying that you so support a Palestinian state that is going to be inherently bigoted and that Jews aren't allowed to even live there, that they have to all be ethnically cleansed first before these people can even deign to accept sovereignty. What kind of state do you want to establish? What kind of nonsense is this? This is a racket. This is a racket. Jews don't have civil rights. We're not allowed to live wherever we have property rights to build just because we're Jewish? And this is a moral argument? This is a reasonable argument? This is establishing what exactly? A state based upon ethnic purity? This is where we've come to?
The funny thing is, it's not even ethnic purity. And yes, that's the argument. The argument is, okay, we want an actual apartheid state. Take a look real quick at the dynamics of the West Bank. Okay, take a look at the dynamics of Israel. In Gaza, you have 2.3 million people. 2.3 million, mostly Arab Muslims. You have 0 Jews living in Gaza. In the West Bank, across the Palestinian territories, anywhere the Palestinians have control there, you have about 2.2 million Palestinians living in the West Bank. Most of them are Muslim. There are 0 Jews living amongst them. Even in the Jewish settlements, quote unquote, cities like Ariel in the West Bank that are seen as these apartheid systems, you not only have Arabs living there, Muslims living there and owning businesses there, you have Muslim Arabs from the West Bank, Palestinians, studying in Ariel University. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's mind-blowing. The people who are claiming there's an apartheid against them by the Jewish people who are building settlements in their country, they are going to their university. They are building their university. They are building their homes. Who built all the homes in the West Bank for the Jews? It was Palestinians. But they build it with this promise that one day they'll take it over. That's apartheid. That's ethnic cleansing. Ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 million Arab Muslims, mostly Muslims, living in Israel. 2 million living in Israel proper, with full identity, full rights, a full opportunity. There are none in Palestine. There are almost none in the Arab world. And even in the Arab world, in the places that they live, they have to keep an extremely low profile. And they are treated as second-class citizens. Nowhere in the Arab world right now where Jews are living, nowhere are they treated well, or are they able to carry themselves as Jews, maybe minus the countries in the Gulf. Maybe. I'll even give them more credit than that. In the countries in the Gulf, it's changing. Okay? It doesn't come without a lot of really dark history, but it's changing. But in the rest of the Muslim world, in the rest of the Arab world, where are Jews thriving? It's not in Morocco. It's not in Lebanon. It's not in Syria. Where are the Jews thriving? And by the way, for my Moroccan friends who may be listening to this, because I do know there are quite a few of you guys in the audience, it's not to shit on the Moroccan Jewish community and to shit on Moroccan Muslims, because I know things are changing in Morocco as well, but it's not like Jewish Moroccans are holding their head up high. It's not like they are an integrated part of society. There's a lot of work on the end of Muslims to be done here in creating tolerance and equality in the Arab world. And to be honest with you, until I see it across the Arab world, until I have equal rights in Iraq, I don't see how we as Jews have the moral obligation to offer equal rights to anybody else who's not a Jew in Israel. And by the way, it's not to say that those people need to live as second-class citizens, but I don't see the moral obligation of us to fight for something like that. We should have and try to offer the best possible quality of life we can, under the circumstances that we can and are afforded to us, to people who are willing to live with us. For example, there are a bunch of ethnic minorities that live in Israel who don't constantly try to kill us, who don't classify themselves as Jews. And you see them thriving. It's not perfect, but a lot of them are thriving. They are thriving. Again, it doesn't come without its problems. It doesn't come without its problems. I don't want to get into specific communities because I have friends in a lot of them, and these are heated conversations. But you see them overwhelmingly, and anywhere else in the Middle East, they would be persecuted. In Israel, they are thriving with problems, with issues, but they're thriving. Where in the Arab world do you see an example of that? We shouldn't offer it until they start offering it. That's my opinion. I love you guys long time. Thanks for watching my channel and supporting what I do. See you in the next one. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.